typical gray Paris day in December. I don't know if I've done that many clips of the cemetery here in Saint-Denis, but this is the main cemetery and it's being phased out. There are some sepulchres here which are in perpetuity and they're very old, and I believe these will stay, but they haven't been accepting burials here for some time, if I understand correctly, unless the plot was already purchased, in which case, you know, if it's a family concession that's still ongoing, no problem, but they're not taking any newcomers, so to speak, and as much space as possible, I think, is going to be converted to public green space. I think they've really, you know, they're running out of room there. I seem to have gotten back my email, which had been lost to me about almost 3 weeks ago, and it was a very humbling and upsetting experience because that's my main email address, and I use it for personal and professional things and my website, and I do try to keep it tidy and change the password periodically. I spoke to a computer guy the other day because our hard disk was getting full and I had some other questions, and he's at SharonComputer.com in Paris, and I recommend him. He's really good. He's American, so obviously he speaks English, and he's been here in Paris for a long time, and I've worked with him in the past, and he gets around on a scooter, and he's very good. And he said that there have been a lot of viruses going around on the internet this month. A lot. And he said it sounded as though somebody had figured out my password and gotten into my account. So I had to come back out to run an errand. So all I did was I finally reached Yahoo France. And you might say, well, why did it take you so long? Getting things done here in France, my French is okay, I guess. It could be better, but you know, I'm bilingual. Getting a lot of stuff done here is just way more difficult than what I remember in the United States. And I haven't been in the United States for almost 20 years now, so I don't know how things are there now. But I got it an actual human being, and we were able to sort it out, it looks like. The thing is, for your email, you know, my address book was in there, you know, my email address book, which was almost 3 years old, and a lot of personal files. And I guess this is really a wake-up call. Again, I do go through my stuff regularly, and I delete things that I've sent, and I clean out the wastebasket, and I'm not the best at that sort of thing. And my computer skills are really hopelessly outdated. I learned computing in the 70s when we still had punch cards, and then for the more formal studies I had to study programming and everything. And actually I've taught the history of computing here in France quite a while ago, but I did that here. And so my skills are really antiquated. And I have a slow learning curve. And, well, I guess I'm just not the sharpest knife in the drawer about a lot of things. So, I think that today I found a bunch of clips which I had originally intended to put onto CUTECATFAITH.com right when I started the channel. But our computer at the time, which was barely 3 years old, died. And that's when I met this computer guy from SharonComputer.com. And he came over and looked at it and it just said, this is a dead computer. I don't think this was a virus. It just died. It's nobody's fault. But that was a bummer because it wasn't very old. We had bought it in 2007 and it died in 2010. But this other computer guy was hired and he came over also, and we had an old computer from 1995, a Mac, and I had been using it for writing for years, and he transferred that stuff over to the new computer, which died, and I couldn't seem to get at any of it anymore, and I was really sad. You know, there were books that I had written and clips that I had made of ossuaries in France. I know that's kind of weird, but that was one of the things I wanted to feature on YouTube. And for 2 years we had been making clips of ossuaries in France and boîte de chef. So I hope that I can get some of them out of the computer and share them with you. So this is a long clip and it's not very interesting. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.